You've been lied to about fat loss. Here are the 3 things that you need to know. Listen, you don't need 12 different supplements every single morning to run every single day. You don't need to cut your carbs or cut your calories and be starving and be miserable. You don't need to do juice cleanses. You don't need any of these fad diets. You just need the correct plan for you and your body. I'm about to give y'all the 3 things that you need to do. And if you focus on these, you're gonna see results very quickly and actually maintain it and not be miserable. My goal is for you to lose fat and actually be able to keep it off. We don't want you to lose the weight and gain it right back. We want you to keep it off for good. My name is Maddie. I am an online health and fitness coach. I used to be an athlete. Once that ended, I struggled with my weight. I struggled with my identity, and I have a whole video about my story, so you can go check that out. But all you need to know is that I finally found the secrets to losing fat without being miserable and hating your life. And I'm about to give you the top 3 that you need to know. So stick with me, because once you know these, you're gonna finally be able to lose weight and look snatched. Number 1 is calorie balance. Listen to me. You do not need to do keto. I don't care if you're intermittent fasting. I don't care about any of that stuff. The only way to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit. If it's easier for you to intermittent fast, fine. If you want to do keto, great, do it. You have to be in a calorie deficit. And for me, I love my carbs. I ain't cutting them out. I will never do keto. But if it works for you, that's great. The only thing I'll say is, can you do that forever? If what you are doing will not be something that you can do forever, it's probably not going to work. If you're going to tell yourself for 30 days, I'm going to cut out sugar, then you're going to just binge it when you introduce it back into your diet. If you tell yourself you can't have a cookie and then you go to a party where there are cookies and you say no, 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 and then you have one, you're probably gonna have 3 or 4 rather than just having one cookie and move on. Everyone's problem is they're restricting and then it leads to binging. So what I believe in is tracking your calories. The problem with this is a lot of people track their calories and do it in an unhealthy way, to where they're trying to eat as little as possible, and then they feel like tracking calories didn't work for them or they were miserable. And trust me, literally tracking calories healed my relationship with food, because I realized I can go get ice cream and fit it into my macros. I can order the burger and fit it into my macros and still lose weight. And it's not about restriction. It's about finding what works for you and the numbers that are good for you. And so restricting your calories to as little as possible, that's not going to work long term. You also have to make sure that you are tracking accurately and consistency. The number 1 mistake that I see is people think they're in a calorie deficit, but they're not tracking everything. Maybe they're having bites or things throughout the day that they're not tracking, and they're at the office and they have a handful of nuts or of candy that they don't track. They're not tracking oils or dressings, or they're not using a food scale. If you want to lose weight, you need to track your food, and you need to track it accurately. Do you have to track your food forever? No, but you have to learn how much food do you need for your body. There is no way to know that unless you learn these things, and you learn how much protein is in chicken breast, how much fat and protein is in peanut butter. You need to learn these things and these habits, and then you don't have to track forever. Crash diets don't work long term. That's why calorie deficits are the only thing that's going to work, because you have to eat less than your body is burning in a day. The goal is to eat as many calories as you can while still being in a calorie deficit. How do you know the numbers that you need to be tracking? It depends. You can look up calculators online, but they're not very accurate. I think the most accurate way to do this is take what you're eating for an entire week and track it. Don't change your foods. Just eat what you normally eat, and then take an average, and that's probably going to be around your maintenance. And then you can subtract 200 to 400 calories from there. There are a lot of nuances in this. It's really hard to just give you an exact thing and an exact number, and that's why we work with our client very, very closely. We give them their starting calories and then change them throughout as they're progressing, because you are going to have to get them lower and lower, or increase them after your diet in a way to not lose fat. So there's just so much that goes into it. I wish I could give you the exact answer, but you just have to know how to do it properly. You have to know your body. And then once you are tracking consistently, you can understand what your body needs to maintain, what your body needs to lose, and what your body needs to gain. And this will change based on your metabolism and all of those things, but understanding your body is absolutely key to fat loss. Number 2, protein and strength training. So these things go hand in hand. So we talked about macros, being in a calorie deficit, but it's not only important to be in a calorie deficit, but to also be eating enough protein. You need to be aiming for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. This is so incredibly important because if you're not getting in enough protein, you're not going to be building muscle, your metabolism is going to slow down, and it's a lot harder to lose fat. If you want to look toned, you have to be lifting weights and you have to be eating enough protein. Looking toned is literally just having enough muscle on your body and being lean enough to be able to see it. You're not going to get toned by running every single day. You're not going to get toned by doing Pilates. Those things are great, but if you want to look toned, you have to lift weights. And I promise you, you are not going to get bulky. I've been trying for years. You're not going to get bulky on accident. You need to be lifting weights. You need to be lifting heavy. You need to be going into the gym, following a structured program. No more of looking up TikTok workouts every single day and doing random things. You need to follow a structured program that's going to help you implement progressive overload. This means increasing weights, reps, sets, time under tension, increasing something every single week in the same workouts and following a workout plan for 8 to 10 weeks so that your body can understand what you're doing and build muscle with those same groups. And your body cannot just be changing random things. You'll see some progress, but not as much as you would if you're following a structured program for a long period of time so you can progress in those lifts and in those certain muscle groups. Protein is literally the building block for our muscles, and so it's so important that you're refueling your workouts with protein. Working out breaks down your muscles and then protein repairs them so that you can build muscle. The more muscle you have on your body, the faster your metabolism is, the more calories you're burning, the faster you're going to lose fat. So they go hand in hand, and it's so important that you're not only eating enough food, but you're eating enough protein and you're lifting weights. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Most of my clients lift weights 3 times per week. You don't have to be lifting every single day, but it is important to lift weights, and then it's so much easier to maintain once you've been lifting for a while, but you have to build that solid foundation. If you're just under eating and you're not eating enough protein, not lifting weights, you'll probably lose weight, but not necessarily fat. You're gonna lose a lot of muscle and you're gonna look skinny fat. We wanna be toned around here and we wanna lose fat, not just weight. So we're lifting heavy and we're eating protein. And number 3 is consistency and accountability. Anyone can do any of these things for a week or two, but you have to remain consistent for weeks on end. I hear so often girls saying that they're not seeing progress, they're frustrated, no matter what they do, they cannot lose weight. I'm like, girl, you haven't even been consistent for 2 weeks in a row. You gotta be consistent in order to see progress that you want to. And if you are not consistent, you are not gonna see the progress you want to, period. You can do the perfect, most magic diet, most magic workouts, but if you're not actually doing them, it's not gonna work. I always say the best diet is the one that you'll actually stick to. That's why I think macros is the key, because you can eat what you wanna eat and still see progress, which is so incredibly important. And so that's where the accountability piece comes in. Especially my girls who used to be athletes, we're used to having a team, we're used to having a coach tell us what to do. And so finding that outside of your sport is so incredibly important. And that's why we have with our one-on-one girls, we literally talk to them almost every single day. We're checking in on them. We're making sure they're doing the things that they need to do. You know, if they miss a workout, it's like, girl, what are you doing? You know, we know you're not going to be perfect, but we got to be checking in. You also have that accountability or that community of women who are trying to reach the same goals, going through the same struggles, so you can chat with them and just know you're not alone on this journey, because it's not easy. It's not easy trying to lose weight and change your lifestyle. And so having someone tell you what to do, hold you accountable, and also a supportive community is game changer. It's also important to find a plan that you enjoy and that you can stick to. It's not a cookie cutter thing. What works for me maybe not works for someone else. I have a different body type. I have different goals. I have a different lifestyle. And so it's so important to find a workout plan that's tailored to you, a nutrition strategy that's tailored to your lifestyle that you can stick to long term. Some people travel a lot for work. Some people are home all day. Some people work longer hours. Some people are moms. Everything is just, there's so many things that goes into a workout plan and a nutrition strategy that's going to work for you, and it needs to be tailored to you, and you need to have someone hold you accountable and have a community. That doesn't mean you need it forever, but especially starting out, you need that accountability. And why would you want to waste your time? I wasted years and years and years trying to do it on my own until finally I hired a coach and learned these things. But you don't have to waste years on your life. Just hire someone that knows what they're doing so that you can have that support and get to your goals that much faster, right? Like, wouldn't you rather have this set game plan that guarantees getting to your goals versus waiting years and hoping that what you're doing is working and then eventually probably doing it anyways? So let's recap. Fat loss does not have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be confusing. Number 1, start tracking your food. Calories are so incredibly important, and understanding understand your body, what your maintenance calories are, how much you should be eating on a day-to-day basis. Then once you got that down, make sure that you are strength training and you are eating enough protein. And trust me, hire an expert, hire someone to help you, whether it's me or whether it's someone else. Have a supportive community, have an accountability buddy, because that is going to be the key. So eat your protein, lift heavy weights, get some accountability, because I promise it will help with your goals so much faster. If you want to chat with me and my team, you can book a completely free call to see if we can even help you, what your struggles are, what your goals are. I'll put a link in the description below. Click it. Trust me, it's literally free, so you have nothing to lose. We can see if we can just help you. I will also link a few resources down below for y'all so that you can kind of learn more things on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next video.